Thanks for joining us here on Wave Listens Live. I'm your host, as always, Brian Schlonsky. We've got a great show for you on this Friday as we take you to the rundown, show you the guests that you'll be hearing from today, the Oldham County Public Library, King Dance Theater, and up first today is BHC Roofing and Siding. Brandyn, the owner of that company, joining us here on the set here for Listens. And Brandyn, first and foremost, thank you so much for taking some time out of your Friday, and I know you've got some great tips we're going to be sharing with the folks out there today. Yep. First and foremost, I know you've been on the show before, but if we have some new folks out there who don't know you, want to talk about your company, residential and commercial remodeling, veteran owned and operated, located right here in Louisville. Right. If you could talk to people briefly about what sets you guys apart, if they're just hearing from you for the first time, what would that be?
Sure. Well, first of all, thanks for having me on. But I guess really what sets us apart, not only that we're veteran owned and operated, is that we take especially good care of our customers from beginning to the end of the process. I know a lot of contractors, they say the same thing basically. However, we have a motto in our company, which is everybody takes responsibility. So it doesn't matter if you're a salesman or you're a manager or the owner. Everybody takes responsibility of every portion of the phase of the projects. And so our customers will say the same thing. If you look at our reviews, you talk to our customers, they'll say the same thing. They'll say, we know that we were taken care of from the beginning to the end, plus we're affordable too.
What's one of those things when we look at the time of year that we're in? Spring is always known around this region for getting hit with storms. Was it a busy season for you guys as far as the calls coming in? Did you have a lot of folks calling with some unique problems this year?
So, as everybody can imagine, we had basically a Category 1 hurricane hit us. So we've been completely inundated with a lot of insurance claims and a lot of people calling in trying to get inspections on the roof. So this is the busiest we've ever been, especially because of these latest storms. Yeah.
Any tips for folks out there navigating especially busy times like this? I remember going through those storms like everybody else, and we had down trees. My parents had down trees. They had to make a lot of these calls that I'm sure you were receiving with roof damage. What are some tips to navigate that, especially when you know that everybody's going through it together?
Sure, yeah, that's actually why I wanted to come in here. I wanted to share a few of these tips because there's a lot of misunderstandings and misnomers about insurance and how to handle that, okay? So one of them being, insurance is a great thing, don't get me wrong. It is such a good tool to have, but it's just that, it's a tool for homeowners, okay? A lot of things that they are kind of putting forth are ways for them actually to save money or to make money, because let's be real, they're a business. And so there's ways that they put in front of the homeowner to prevent the insurance company to pay out more. And so they'll tell the homeowner, for example, well, we didn't see enough damage on your roof, right? And when that happens, the customer will call me and say, that's what the insurance said, we don't have enough damage. What should I do? Well, when we go up in there and inspect, we realize you have ample amount of damage for a roof replacement. So what we do is we help them throughout the process to actually get them a new roof that they deserve.
Which I think is maybe an undervalued resource that you're offering people here is just navigating through the insurance process. Yeah, it's one thing that you have the skills and the ability to do the fixes once those are needed, but I think even before you get to that step, navigating through your insurance is something that a lot of folks, especially if you've never done it before, that takes a lot of skill.
Right, and what I tell people a lot is, the average homeowner might file 1 to 2 insurance claims in their lifetime. We handle 3 to 5 a day. So we know the nuances that go into
You've heard it all.
Yeah, we've heard it all. We've heard of all the excuses that they try to give. Plus, we know the codes and the regulations that's required by Kentucky, the building codes, in order to bring a home up to code, and again, to give them what they deserve.
Speaking along those lines, I saw in some of the notes here, you had one that was pertinent about, do the homeowners have to use a contractor that is suggested specifically by their insurance company?
Right. So you'll hear this a lot. Hey, we want to file a claim on our house. We think that there's some wind damage. So usually what the insurance will say, okay, go get 3 to 5 estimates. That's what they'll say. So the homeowner thinking, hey, the insurance is the arbiter, let me go get 3 to 5 estimates. You don't have to do that. It's your home. You have the right to pick who you want to be on your roof. It's your castle, it's your protection. You don't have to get 3 estimates. Here's what happens, and imagine you're an insurance company, okay? I give you 3 estimates, $10,000, $12,000, and $15,000. I give it to you. Now you as an insurance company says, great, I'm gonna issue a check to the homeowner for $10,000. They're forced to use that contractor because that's all that insurance is paying. However, insurance has a way that they calculate per region how much a roof should be. So what we say is, well, why don't you give us your estimate, and then we'll agree to do that at the price that the insurance does it for.
The other thing with that is if you're going through something like damage to your roof, a lot of times especially if it's substantial damage where maybe you're not even staying in the home, the last thing that you have time to do is make 1,000 phone calls and find a bunch of different estimates, especially if the idea is that insurance is paying for it anyways.
Right.
Can you talk a bit about, going back to your company specifically, veteran-owned company, if we can even see in part of the shot here that Kai, your service animal, is here with us as well, the pride that comes with running a company just like this?
Yeah, and I appreciate you asking that. So there's actually some veterans that work in my company as well. We fought for this country, and we did what we can in order to protect our nation. And I want to bring those same values that I was taught in the military into my company and to my clients to help them understand we are here to fight for you, right? We're not fighting with you, and we're not fighting against you. We are here to fight for you to get you what you deserve. We are going to do what is best for you. If you don't need a new roof, we'll tell you that. We will tell you don't need a new roof. But if you do, again, we're going to fight for you just like we did, in Afghanistan and other places.
One of the last things I wanted to ask you, and thank you again for you and your coworkers as well for the service that you've provided to all of us. When you are able to, here at home, do something for someone who there's been in a situation where they don't know what to do and you've essentially solved it for them, what are those moments like for you?
That's hard to answer. I guess it's fulfilling, really. That's when my wife encouraged me to kind of start this business and my family. They said, there's contractors out there that are ripping people off. They're doing really bad things to people. You need to get into this field because you're not that type of person. So when those types of projects are fulfilling and they come through and they do what you are set out to do, and the customers respond the way that they do, it's kind of hard to explain, but it's just fulfilling, I guess. It's really fulfilling. And
Brandyn, I want to thank you so much for what you've done for our country, what you're doing for folks here around town as well. If you need the services, BHC Roofing and Siding, that's a great place to call, and we'll have all the resources. You see the number and the website right there on your screen.